Savage.
Hey, what's going on, Savages? How are we? Welcome to another episode of the Savage Snowflake podcast with me, Jeff Leach. Good to have you here. How are you, one and all? I hope everyone's feeling good and feeling vibesy. Are you staying safe? Are you washing your fucking hands? Don't just stop at the hands. Wash your forearms while you're at it. Some of you need to wash your underarms as well. Disgusting people out there. I've seen some of you living in your fucking track pants for the last 6 weeks. Sort your life out. That's what I'm here to tell. Hey, you! Sort your life out. But I'm not here to shout at you. I'm here to bring you joy and happiness and comedy in the form of wonderful guests. But before I introduce her, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you very much to all the new Patreons. We got a whole load of new people. Emma Bear, thank you very much for becoming a Patreon. Minotaur Pink, you legend. Keely from England. Or Keely. Thank you very much for stumping up. My girlfriend, Amanda Brown, became a podcast supporter. She's only been dating me a year, but she's only just started to enjoy it. So thanks very much, Amanda Brown. I love you. Simo, thank you very much, darling. Overkill Will, thank you for becoming a supporter. Vegetable. What a great username, dude. I love you. Thank you for supporting on Patreon. And Sam R as well. All of you are legends. If you want to be part of the Patreon army, head to patreon.com/SavageSnowflake. You can donate as little as $5 a month. It goes all the way up to $50 a month. And there are different tiers all the way along with different perks, different kickbacks. Check it out if you're enjoying the podcast. If you've listened to one or more of these 113 episodes so far, that's over 150 hours worth of entertainment for free. Maybe you want to stump up and give $5 to your boy Jeff Leach, so Papa can compete himself in testicle razors. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much as well to our supporters, cbdeeper.com. If you do like vaping and you do like CBD products, these are the ones for you. CB Deeper, all natural products grown from organic hemp in Southern Oregon. All of their wonderful cartridges come with lab tests from Canna Safe, which is one of the FDA-approved lab testing facilities. So you know there's going to be no vitamin E, no heavy metals, no pesticides, only good, natural, organic, sun-grown Southern Oregon hemp with terpenes, which have also been tested as well. All of that is transparent on their website. You can find them up there, cbdeeper.com. If you want to grab their half grams, it's just $15. For a full gram, $25. That's quite a bit cheaper than the rest of the market standards. They also have 55% CBD in every cartridge. Again, that's almost 3 times the normal standard amounts. So go to cbdeeper.com, use code SAVAGE, that's SAVAGE, over at checkout, and you will get yourself an extra 10% off every single order. Right, enough of that business. On to the task at hand. Joining me today, she is as hilarious as she is fashionable. This lady is not just a stand-up comedian, not just a writer, not just a TV host. She's also now a film actress. Joining me today is the wonderful Carly Aquilino. How are you, Carly?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. You're great at intros.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
You're really good at it.
You know what? That's very sweet of you to say. Thank you for noticing.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the first person to say that. And I know what that is that in America, no one in the industry in America, understandably, comedians, peers, or whatever, have really any idea or any concept of what I did prior to coming to America. So some people just
I kind of know you were a host.
Oh, you do know that. Okay.
You were a host, right?
But that's because have we discussed that in the time that we've talked?
Maybe, but that's still a skill. That doesn't come naturally. Even if you have years of experience doing that for TV, it's very different than doing it like on the radio or on a podcast or something.
You're right. They are different, unique skill sets.
Right.
What you're saying is I'm multi-talented, multifaceted.
Right, multifaceted. Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep.
Well, so are you. To the level
you.
where, is that a scrunchy wristband? I love it.
Yes, it is.
Wow. 90s.
Yes.
Very Spice
1990.
Girls. Yeah, very Spice. You were born in 1990.
Yeah.
You're 30 years old now.
I'm turning 30 in November. Yeah.
Ooh, you nervous?
Not really. I'm just like, whatever.
It gets bad. As soon as you turn 30, it all goes wrong. Like, you're going to start thinning for a start. That thick Sicilian hair on your head, it's all going to start going.
Right.
You're going to start getting like
it's just
little
falling
balding
out.
patches. Yeah.
The day I turn 30, it's going to start?
Yeah. And then
Okay.
your testicles are going to get like way lower than they normally are.
Low. Yeah, I've heard
Really
that.
low.
I've heard that from other 30-year-old Sicilian
Mhm.
women. So
Yeah. The
it's
moustache is going to the next level. You're going to
Oh, well,
start to be able
that's
to curl
already,
that.
yeah. I mean, that's already too much as it is. So I
If
might
you
get it.
don't hit the gym every day, bro, you're going to get fat super quick. That's how it works. That's 30.
I know.
That's 30 for.
I'm
I mean,
ready
that
for
was
it.
my experience of 30, Carly. I don't know what yours will be,
Right.
but I mean, it's probably going to be the same. You know.
I'm sure it will. I'm
So
sure it
listen,
will.
let's kick it off with some exciting news. You're in this brand new movie. Judd
Yes.
Apatow produced it, directed it. Pete
Yep.
Davidson is the star of the movie. You are one
Yes.
of a small group of his nearest and dearest who he wanted to involve in the movie. A
Right.
load of talented comedians featuring in there, a number of which are friends as well, like yourself and Derek Gaines, etc.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, it's like bittersweet, isn't it? Because it's like, congratulations, you're in a fucking Judd Apatow movie. That's a huge thing for your career.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
You're
you.
in Pete Davidson, currently one of the most popular young comics out there because, he looks disinterested by everything, and that's very sexy and cool in amongst youth culture. And you get to be alongside, you get to be part of that entourage, that crew now. That's it now. That's what happens. Look, Rachel Feinstein and Amy Schumer, right? That was a thing, right? Amy Schumer's here. Rachel
Right.
Feinstein, one of her good friends, she puts her in a few things, and then all of a sudden, Rachel Feinstein's now a huge fucking household name. So you were already
Yeah.
established in TV, but now in the movie world, with the association of Pete Davidson and
Yeah,
Judd
it's very
Apatow, this
exciting.
is it. When are we getting the Carly Aquilino movie? But then on the sweet, that's the sweet, but the bitter is that you don't even get to go to your own fucking film premiere.
I know. That's like what I've been thinking about too. I am just really excited that it's coming out in some way, because
Yeah.
there was a point where I just found out, I think 2 days ago, when they had like released it to the public, that it was going to come out on demand. So I was just like, oh, I wonder when this is going to happen. Are they going to wait for this pandemic to be over? And then I thought, that's kind of like, I've just been waiting so long for it, I feel like.
When did you guys shoot? When did you actually shoot this movie?
Over the summer, last summer.
Okay, yeah.
So it's been like, oh my God, this is so exciting, because it is my first movie, and I'm just like so appreciative to Pete and to Judd to let me be a part of it in any way. So I've been really excited about it. And you picture that in your head. You picture going to the premiere and seeing everybody and bringing your family and like,
and everyone taking
all that
photos, be
cool
like,
stuff.
Carly, who are you wearing this evening? We could do it now.
Right.
If you want, we could do a quick premiere now.
Well, I was thinking, yeah, maybe on the day of the premiere, I was thinking doing something, but it would be funny if you did it now, because it's like, who are you wearing? Just Hanes.
Hanes, wow.
You know?
Okay, is that
Hanes from head to toe, custom? No, I'm kidding.
nice?
From
It's
just like
a Chinese designer, I believe. In fact, they're really young. It's a child savant. They're 7 years old. They're called Hu Young Fat, and they design your outfit, correct? It's all hand sewn,
Exactly.
all hand stitched.
all hand stitched. All hand-
Yeah, it's frustrating though, isn't it? Because you're like, I want to celebrate this amazing achievement that is kind of a milestone in my career, and yet you don't get a chance to do that. But
Yeah,
also
I think
first world problems though, innit? Still.
Right, exactly. Like I can't, I'm still super happy about it. I'm excited that it's coming out. So, and I mean, it coming out on demand is better than, having to wait even longer, or it not coming out until this is all over and stuff like that. So I feel like it's the right thing to do. And I think it's like by far the safe option, because I think when they do start opening movie theaters back up, they're not going to be able to be like full, and it's still dangerous and you don't know what's happening. So I'd rather everybody just be able to sit at home and watch it,
Yeah. I just put a couple of tweets out. Like I think there's a little part of me. I just sent a text, a WhatsApp group that I'm, my group of my friends, about the fact that even though I loathe with a passion all of these fuck knuckles who are protesting to open their states
Right.
immediately, like open it, let's work, let's do this, blah 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 blah. And most of these people don't look like they got jobs. Like I don't want to be
Right.
a presumptuous scumbag, but a lot of these people look like they're probably just sitting at home on welfare anyway, eating fucking Cheetos dust and, pounding big gulps all day long whilst they fucking jerk off the Trump rally videos. But having said that, even though I think they're fucking scumbags and they all deserve to catch corona and die, I also, a little part of me, I get it. I've hit now 6 weeks in. I've hit that point of the mundane routine has really started to take its toll, where I'm just like, I just want to see my buds. I want to go and have dinner with some friends, and stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird. You really start to appreciate the little things too. I've been thinking that too. Like I've always gone for like really long walks. I live in Brooklyn. So like, you walk a little bit, you go into a cafe, you walk a little bit, you go
And
into
then
a
you
store, whatever.
take a run
And
for a
now
little bit
it's
because there's some guys chasing you.
right. And like now I just feel like, oh my God, my walks are so boring because I can't go in anywhere. Everything's closed. It's like I miss like those little
Yeah, you like
little
popping in and buying a little coffee from the coffee shop and be like, hey,
just like
and
a little
Fabrizio's there. Like, hey, Carly, what you want? The normal?
Right.
You're like, yeah, I'll get the usual. Yeah, the normal. Why'd you say it the normal, Fabrizio?
Right.
Because first generation. Okay, you have your little coffee.
Yeah, I know. I miss it. I miss seeing my friends. I honestly miss seeing my family too.
You could make it
more than anything.
No one's missing seeing their family. That's a lie you have to say.
I do. I miss my parents. I miss my parents a lot. And my nephew, he's little. He's 7.
Oh, okay.
So I miss them. I love my parents. They're like, I could chill with them every day.
You live near your parents, so you get to see them physically, right?
Yeah.
So, for me, I say that of course we're missing family. I'm only jesting, but there's a part of me that actually I've spoken to and seen, even if it's not physically, my family more over the last 6 weeks than I have done over the last 5 years.
Right. How often do you go back to visit them?
Once a year.
All in England.
No, they're not all in
you
England.
Don't see them.
My sister and
her.
her.
Anyway.
Yeah, my sister and my little niece, who's 3, they live in New Zealand. My mum lives in London, and my dad lives just outside of London. So actually, when I go back, it's a bit of a pain in the ass to see people, and unless I'm going to fly to the other side of the world, seeing my sister, I do that like every couple of years. So, but lately, fucking hell, my dad's is just like WhatsApp calling me.
Oh my God.
Insane.
Yeah, my mom keeps calling me on house party. I'm like, can you just FaceTime me? She's like, I am. I'm like, you're not. This is house party. It's an app where you game with people.
All similar technology becomes the same thing. I called you on the phone.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised she can do it. Yeah. And she she FaceTimed me. I had 2 missed FaceTimes from her the other day. I was like doing the laundry or something. I couldn't answer. Mm-hmm. And then finally I answer and she's like, I'm sorry. Hi. And I was like, Ma, you called me. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. She was like, I've been trying to figure out how to answer this for 10 minutes. I was like, but you were calling me. I didn't answer. But so it's a learning experience for technology for everybody.
She was missing you. That was her missing you. That was her pretending like she didn't know what was going on.
No, she would tell me. She'd be like, I miss you.
Also, this is every Zoom or WhatsApp call with my mum or my dad. That's what I've experienced. This is parents on a Zoom call. I can't hear. Why can't I hear you? Why can't I hear you?
What are they holding? A coffee cup.
Why can't I hear you? No, they're always just showing their nose, potentially a little bit of their nose, and then just the top of their foreheads. That's all you ever see.
Yeah.
I think it's nice to connect to your families in that time. I haven't reached out to many friends beyond the immediate group who we were already in daily dialogue, you know what I mean?
Right.
So the groups of friends that you have WhatsApp groups with or whatever, those people I've still been connecting with.
Right.
But I haven't reached out to 95% of my friends to say like, hey, you okay? Or is your family okay? And I wondered if that's a normal thing or if I'm being a little
I mean,
selfish.
I think that's normal. No, I don't think it's selfish. I think it's normal. I mean, that's the same thing kind of as me. Like I've reached out to my close friends and then I've reached out to like certain people in particular that,
give
like
you jobs,
own businesses,
give you jobs,
or,
yeah.
Like just like people who I feel like might be taking it a little harder because depending on their situation, I reached out to those types of people, but I'm not like just texting people all day because it's at the end of the day, everybody's going through the same experience. Yeah. So I feel like it's like, hey, what are you doing? Nothing. What are you doing? Nothing.
And also, realistically, look, if I hit up one of my friends, I was like, hey, what's going on? How's everyone doing? And they were like, oh, okay, everything's fine. We're all safe. That's pretty much going to be the response from most people. Right. How are you? Yeah, I'm good. I don't need to know that. And if someone's family member, like their mother is desperately sick or something, God forbid, but if that was true of one of my friends, I would hope that if that was the case, I would already be aware of it through their social media or
Right,
knowing, or
right.
and then you would reach out specifically and be like, "Yo, ma'am,
Yeah.
how much have you checked that she's done a will?"
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. All right, so
I
we're
know
losing our
it's
minds a little
hard.
bit. I don't know. I just hit that. It's this 6 week. It's like almost like a 6 week hump. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
comedy
I know, I feel the
also.
same way.
Comedy's taken a fucking weird turn. I did. Have you done any virtual comedy shows yet?
No, I haven't.
That's
Are
probably,
they fun? They make me a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, look. If you do it in a way that is befitting of the medium, right?
Right.
So doing comedy like this, having a chat with another comedian, doing podcast-based stuff, weird little character skits and sketches that are a little bit more
Yeah.
loose, almost a bit more like
Right.
an improv show. I think it has to be a bit more like an improv show or like a
Yes.
sketch show comedy now
Agreed.
online. Because if you try and do it just as a stand-up set, like last night I did a stand-up set. I had a little virtual background of a brick wall with, my name in neon lights at the top.
Right.
And I dressed up in my outfit, and I had I had this microphone just slightly off camera, and then I had a cord mic, just to pretend like I was, hey, what's going on? How are we? And even though everyone in the Zoom was unmuted and you could get laughter, there's just that split-second delay. There's
Right.
a lot of nuance of laughter lost. There's a lot of people who will be like, especially when those little squares light up on Zoom or House Party or whatever the fuck our programs we're using, you'll get that little moment of like, ah, ha, 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 and then it like cuts out because someone else, their dog farts in the
Coughed,
background
yeah.
and it picks up the dog fart. So it's a very strange experience. But actually, I did one last night for a Boss comedy show, a charity show for life
Well, that's
bags.
cool.
They're called. It's
That's
like
nice.
feed. They're currently getting masks for kids in India and stuff like that, where they can't afford to.
Wow.
Have
That's
'em.
really nice.
Yeah, and it was actually fun. It was a fun show, but it made me so desperate to get back onto a comedy club stage.
I know. I've been missing it too. It's just like it. I agree with you where it's like if it's like a talking format, like how we're just sitting talking, or a talk show format, something like that, where it's a group of people, and improv types of stuff. I get it, but I
Mhm.
feel like the most exciting part of doing stand up is feeling that energy
Right.
and working with that. Like you can feel the crowd, you really can. So without having people right in front of you, and on top of that having like a delay in the microphone.
And also the fact that
It's
not everyone's laughter or murmurs or cheers can be heard at the same time in an equal
Right.
measure, Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like even working in a comedy club and their mic is cutting in and out is extremely difficult.
The best way for it to work would be you need to have your quarantine buddy be given a quick 101 in audio production.
Right.
Because I could literally I could do this broadcast and I could load up background laughter, a
Right.
constant loop of background laughter,
Right.
and like have them on little fire off buttons. Do you know what I mean?
Like a
3 fire off buttons.
soundboard,
Yeah, so you
yeah.
have like a small laugh, chuckle, applause, and then big laugh.
Right.
And you need someone like kind of,
That would actually be really
yeah, you know what I mean? You need someone firing that
Right.
shit off.
that would be a really funny sketch. Just like somebody who has a laugh track on their computer and is like crushing.
Yeah, but
Like
it's really
too,
bombing.
like doing too well. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
That's
and
really
really
funny.
loving it, believing the hype.
Yeah.
I feel like
Exactly.
that's how someone like Chris D'Elia sees every set inside his head, irrespective of what happens outside anyway.
Why?
I don't know, he just has that kind of
He's so silly. I love him.
oh yeah? I don't know.
I do. I think he's so silly. I love his podcast too.
I liked it, and then I have issue with him. He was meant to come on this podcast and then did this whole back and forth over Twitter DMs, trying to arrange a date, blah 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 blah. I'm being a bit aloof, and I understand he's a busy guy. Like I get busy people. I know celebrities who are busy on TV, right? I get that
Right.
because at one point that was me in England. And I understand that you can't respond to everyone, you can't get back to everyone's requests, you can't blah blah blah. But also I also understand that when you're in that position and when you know a peer in your industry is maybe not at the same level of you as you in terms of their notoriety or fame or status in the industry. If you know they've got like they're legit and they've done stuff and they're at the good venues and whatnot, I
Right.
afford them a level of response and respect that that I might not give to the random guy who hits me up and goes, "Hey man, do you want to be on my podcast about cheese?"
Right.
So yeah, and this motherfucker, the last contact we had was him going, "Hey, sorry I missed this. I didn't even see these messages. I'm gonna check my diary tonight on that date. I'll let you know a bit later on." No response, and then like 2 days later, I gave him a little nudge, and then no response, and then a few days later, I was like, "Hey man, are you cool? What's going on?" And no response. And at that point, I just go, "Oh, you're just either you don't know how to say no, which I don't think is true of someone like that, or you're a bitch."
I think that he probably doesn't know how to say no, and he doesn't want to like.
Nah, it's really.
Really?
I don't think that's the case. I think he just enjoys
Or maybe, honestly,
hazing.
maybe he was
Enjoys
just.
hazing other comedians, especially someone like me. I think there's a little something about. There's been too many similarities drawn since I cut my fucking hair now. It went from, hey, Russell Brand to, hey, Chris D'Elia, like English Chris D'Elia. And like, I get that. That's fine. That's not an insult to me. They're both very successful comedians. I'm very happy with that. Great. But I think if you are the comedian, in the same way that Russell Brand was a fucking cunt to me, I'm like, oh, I wonder if Chris D'Elia was
Russell
just...
Brand.
Have you met him?
No.
He's a piece of shit. He's a two-faced...
I saw him once. Is that like meeting someone? I saw him actually in London.
No, it's not.
I don't know if you've ever heard of London.
That doesn't constitute meeting them, yeah.
It's a country.
Were you ever in London? You love talking about your London trip.
It's a full country. It's my home country. I'm kidding. But yeah, I saw him once and I was like, oh my God, I love him. I'm upset that we don't like the same people.
Well, that's not true because we like a lot of the same people. I
That's
just
true.
specifically think that Russell Brand is an abhorrent cunt because I know that firsthand. And I have at least the sense, I don't know this about him, but the sense that D'Elia might be the kind of guy who likes to try and haze other comics because if he feels threatened in any way, shape or form. I think that's who he is. I don't think he's just anyone who's that overtly confident. And even their comedy character is constantly dismissing the concept that they have any insecurities whatsoever, and actually they're the most secure and the most, like, you know, it's like his whole shtick is very much like, bro, I am what I am, bro, and if you don't like it, that's your issue. Get fucked, yeah. I'm like, all confident, all rage, the best, the funniest, fuck you. I make my jokes, no apologies, suck my dick, balls, fuck yeah. It's like, all right, Bieber and some Eminem videos are the construct to your career. Let's not oversell it, first of all. Secondly, don't do that. Don't haze people. Don't fucking ignore people. Bert Kreischer did it as well. And I thought Bert Kreischer wasn't like that. But I think maybe this is just an LA comic thing. Maybe LA comics are just
maybe people, I mean, I always like to see the like good in people and always think like maybe he's just super busy or maybe he couldn't.
Nah. Fuck right off. Carly, you, when you were on Girl Code, and that show was incredibly successful and had a huge fan base, a huge following. And I know a lot of work for yourself and like Jessie May and Schultzy and other people who were on MTV's Girl and Guy Code. That was a great career booster, right? And it was a great fan base builder.
Of course, yeah.
You were inundated. I already know this about you. You would have been inundated with offers and can you do this and would you like to come to this event and let's do that when all of these things are happening and all this excitement in your career. And during that time, it doesn't matter how fucking busy you are, you still read the DMs. You still checked the messages. You saw the emails. And if it was someone at least on your level or professionally somewhere near you, you would respond. I know because I did the same thing. If another TV presenter, TV host, or a celebrity on TV who I knew or was aware of was like, "Hey man, do you want to do a thing, or could you want to meet up, or could you arrange?" I'd be like, "Yeah, dude, let me have a look. Boom, boom, boom. I can do now." But if like the complete and utter dismissal after opening up the conversation, I just feel like just don't be full of shit, man. Just don't be full of shit. Either go, "Yo, dude, I'm so sorry, man. I don't really do podcasts and comics. I don't know." I go like. Completely respect that. One day we'll perform together, and maybe after that you'll want to, if we have a hangout, maybe you'll want to do it. Until then, best of luck to you. I would respect that more than
Right.
yeah, dude, I'm really up for it. Yeah. What dates? What dates? And then I send some dates, and then 2 weeks go by, he doesn't respond. I'm like, hey man, any chance on those days? Oh, sorry, I didn't see these messages. You know what? I'm gonna check my diary right now when I go home, and I'm gonna give you a shout in an hour. Okay, nothing. 2 days,
Yeah.
nothing.
Aw.
3 days, nothing. It's like nah, fuck off. What you did is you're either terribly poor at arranging your schedule, or you're just full of shit. Anyway, sorry, this didn't intend to be a rant. I think I'm just having a day. Just having a day.
The quarantine's getting to you.
It's just very fucking frustrating. It's very frustrating, Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there. I mean, that's like a part of unfortunately, it's a part of like trying to book people to do anything. Book comedy shows, book something like this, a podcast, a Zoom, whatever. I think that has a lot. It happens,
Unless though something big happens, like there's something serious, like a family illness or some kind of. Also, if someone hits me and goes, "Yo," and I'm sure you're the same when you've had guests drop out on you. If they drop out a last minute or whatever, if they say, "Listen, a big TV thing came up and I got to do it," you're never gonna feel bad towards that person.
Yeah.
Hey, my mum's ill. I got to look after her. My girlfriend's really sick. I can't leave. Whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it. But start in the conversation and then just disappearing from the conversation makes you a fucking scumbag, in my opinion. So fuck D'Elia and fuck Kreischer.
I like them.
I'm sure they're nice people to hang out with, but fuck them professionally. Like, fuck them.
All right, well.
Fuck that shit. That's going to help me, innit? That's going to help me in LA comedy scene.
I'll
tell you who I do like. You. I like you. I think you're great.
Thank you.
How the fuck did you end up in comedy? You look well too balanced.
I'm
too well balanced.
Well, I obviously start out the same way everybody else does, just like doing open mics and
No. Before that, why on earth did a woman who is bright and attractive and seems well balanced end up desperately needing to validate her pathetic existence on stage for a room full of strangers?
Well, do you want to know my real story? So right before I had started doing stand-up, when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I went to beauty school when I was like a kid, when I was like 14, 15 years old, because I could go during high school because I like went to special, whatever. So I was a hairdresser and that was going to be my plan, but I always wanted to try comedy and do stand-up and stuff. And I worked at a bunch of salons in New York City, blah, blah, blah. And then I ended up getting sick and I had to get spine surgery. So I was completely out of commission for like a year because I had a disc removed in my spine and it obviously totally fucks you up. And I had hip
were you
surgery too.
laid up for that period of time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, for most of it, towards you can kind of start depending on how quickly or it takes you to heal, you can kind of start getting up and kind of moving around and eventually you could shower and all of that stuff by yourself. My poor, my mom, I always am like, God bless her, because holy shit, she really like had to give a grown woman a shower for a long time.
She had to sponge bath your food.
She had to she had to really, she helped a lot. There's no love like a mom, honestly.
I mean, most of us love our mums for wiping our ass for the first few years of our life. But
but not when you're 20. Not when you're 20. It's a whole different type of love. That's why I miss them so much.
Whole different type of shit as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So after that had happened, I was like, I couldn't do hair anymore because I couldn't stand up on my feet all day anymore. It would have just been too much like stress on my back. So got a job as a receptionist. I had no college education. I couldn't really get a job anywhere. I got a job as a receptionist and I was like, fuck it. I'm going to do stand up. I've always wanted to do it. And that was like kind of the last thing that really pushed me into that world, cause I was like, whatever, I have the time now. I'm not working nights. I'm not working weekends. I'm just,
was
I
there
got
also a little part of you after not being able to, like you say, stand and use your body and be very physical for a period of time? Did that make you go, all right, now that I've got this back, I'm putting it to full use. I'm going to put it.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like, I have to do, I want to try something. And if I try it and I end up hating it, then whatever, I can at least say that I did it and I didn't like it. I learned from something. But yeah, I ended up really liking it. And that was like the thing that really pushed me into doing it. If that never, I also think I wanted to find like a purpose. Like I wanted to find a purpose for that pain that I was in and not being, and being kind of like laid up. It felt like my life was just at such a halt. So I was like, something positive has to come out of this. And I think I was like searching for that as well. Just like, I can't just, I have to try something new, and I would have probably never done stand up if I never had that experience, honestly.
Do you think you found your voice? Is Carly Aquilino's voice completely formed as a comedian yet? And I don't mean completely developed, because if a good comic continues to develop as a personality all the way through their life, however, you know what I'm talking about. The moment where you find clarity of voice, where effectively you should be able to stand on the stage and someone in the audience can go, "Hey, tell us about the last time you took your car to the car wash," and you should be able to make that funny because the voice of Carly Aquilino is so deeply entrenched in you in terms of your comedy voice. Do you think you found that yet?
I think that there's always, like you said, like you always want to get better and grow. I will also say, like, I've noticed a huge, since I first started, you become so much more comfortable and so much more like, with any situation that might be thrown at you on stage, you just are like, you have more confidence in that you can handle it. Like if someone were to heckle you when you're a few months into doing stand up, your whole life is shattered. At least for me, I was like, I would just ignore it. I wouldn't say anything to people that were
Oh,
like being assholes when I was on stage.
right.
But now you can handle it, you know how to do it, and you know how to kind of do it to the point where the crowd's not going to be mad at you,
Sure.
because it's easy to come off. If you hear somebody heckling you, you could say something actually really, really mean, and then the crowd is like, ew, that was kind of nasty.
Sure, yeah.
So that's nice to have like a balance between that too. And I think I've kind of learned that.
How
I
many
don't
how many
like
years in are you?
10.
Same.
I almost 10,
My
yeah.
10-year anniversary just happened about a few
Oh,
weeks ago.
nice.
I don't think I found mine yet completely.
Yeah, I think that there's always room to kind of grow. Even
Growth and voice are different things. I think as an individual, look, as a human, you should continue to grow and continue to change. The best humans I know in the world, who are the most inspiring humans I know. I got a buddy called Spider, right? And he's 69
wow,
69 years old.
Spider.
Yeah. He's got big tattoos all up his neck and all over his
so
hands
cool.
and up his arm. He's a tattoo artist. He rides Harleys. He was riding Harleys when he was like 10 years old. He's a fucking... But even though he's this big bearded, tattoos all up his fucking neck and all over his hands and biker, lives the biker lifestyle all over.
Yeah.
White guy. What he isn't is an old racist fucking, conservative,
Right.
fucking like nut job. He doesn't adhere to any of the stereotypes that his aesthetic and his there's a man who has continued to evolve every year, right?
Yeah.
And that's how I want to be. I want to continue to grow and become better and better every year. However, that's you as a person. And I think a comedian's voice, even though the person will continue to grow and develop, and obviously that will have a massive effect on the content that you talk about on stage, the voice, just being so fucking tapped in to how you see the world and how you want to talk about the world, and it is a very specific thing. Chappelle can get up and talk about anything.
Right.
And even if you don't like Chappelle, even if you don't like his comedy, it's not subjectively for you, his humor. You can't deny that he has the most perfect clarity of voice when he speaks about things. You don't at any point dismiss or mistrust what he's saying as being exactly how he feels about it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, you respect him. You respect the way that he just goes up. I mean, that's not an easy thing to do, to talk about the things he talks about and to share his opinion on certain things. But even if it's something, he's one of those people that has that, where it's like, even if it's something you might not necessarily agree with, you still respect him, and just like appreciate how good he is at what he does. There's nobody that can do it like that.
And I wonder how much of that is his clarity of voice, how much of that is his status as a celebrity, and with the amount of fame and leverage that brings, which it does. I've watched audiences laugh at comedians' first 5 minutes when they haven't even made a fucking joke, or they've done nothing, and people are like, fucking
because they're excited to see them.
It's fucking so-and-so, And then So how much, it really gets broken down as you get more and more established within your own career path. It makes sense that you're going to be afforded more room to fuck up, actually.
Right. I think somebody like Chappelle, the reason why he is who he is because he's kind of always had that way about him where he's like, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. And if you don't like it, that's, sorry,
Yeah.
but that's not my problem. That's the type of person he's always been from the beginning. So I think that actually is a part of him and his personality and something that people look forward to. It's just like a part of his act, it's a part of him. So I think that's a
But it still
reason
took
why he's so
development.
special.
Still took
Yeah, of
development.
course. Of
Even
course. You grow
Louis
over
C.K.
time.
You look at
Yeah,
his
you
like
grow.
earliest
Right.
shit and Chappelle's earliest shit. If you find those videos, they're not as good. You don't trust them as much. You don't believe them as much. They're telling jokes rather than inhabiting their voice. And I just wondered because at 10 years in, you and I would both be. We're not probably considered. We're not old stalwarts of the comedy community.
No, yeah.
But
Still
10
have a
years
lot
in,
more time to go. Yeah.
sure, but 10 years in is no joke. It's a solid chunk of time that you've invested into this pursuit. It affords you a level of respect from your peers, I think, and your colleagues, because you've clearly dedicated yourself and you've done well. And then also as a kickback to that as well, you go 10 years in, where am I at? I'm making fucking a movie with Judd Apatow. I've been on numerous TV shows. I've got a fucking podcast that's very successful. Like you look at things and go, okay, this is all right. I'm doing all right.
Right.
But we also know, you and I, that within the comedy profession, like 10 years in, we're still kind of babies, like in terms of finding.
Yeah, of
voices,
course. I mean, like you're saying, like look at Chappelle and Louis from when they had first started and they weren't as good. Of course not. Now they have 20 more years of experience. You grow as a comic every year and you find your voice more and more the longer you do it. So, yeah, I think in the grand scheme of things, 10 years it's not nothing, but it's not like a veteran.
Especially with something like the coronavirus and the quarantine that we're experiencing right now, this pandemic as a whole. Are there ever any moments when you honestly have sat down and gone, sure, comedy's doing all right, it's going well, I'm having fun, I'm enjoying it, I'm keeping a roof over my head, things are great. But what could my life have been like if I had developed one of my other passions? You know what I mean? Do you ever sit down and really get lost in the romanticism of, I wonder what life would be like if I didn't need. And I'm sorry to lay this out there because I do think every performer, even if they're very shy and they don't necessarily love the limelight, there is a part of being a performer that is inherently egotistical and drawn towards the
Right.
adoration of complete strangers, and that's a little fucked. That's a searching for love where it was lacking.
Right.
Element,
I think that's also I think that you could like say that about just all art, not even just all performers. I think like art is like that too.
But
You
if
want to
you're
share it with
look,
people,
for
you
instance,
want
if you're a
people to see
painter.
it, you
Yeah,
want
but if
people
you're
to
a
like
painter,
it.
you can put that out there, and people can appreciate it or not appreciate it, whatever way they see fit, and you never need the visual or the immediate
You're talking
review
about
of your work. Whereas
right.
as a comedian, we very much go, here's the thing, please find it
Right.
funny, and if people find it funny, you go, yes, I
Yeah, you
am
want that
worthy.
right,
Whereas, you know
instant
what I mean?
gratification. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Which is only really true of predominantly
Right.
comics and actors. I mean, like, we're the worst. And also hip hop dancers for some reason. They do a lot of that, don't they? A lot of videos like, yo, smash like and subscribe.
Especially right now. I'm
Woo!
like, if I see one more person breakdancing in their living room,
You know what I did
and they're
want to
not,
do?
yeah.
I have an idea, and
Okay.
maybe I should do it. You know those little videos that have been going around? I think a lot of them are on TikTok or whatever, but it's like they'll do like a mashup video. So like stuntmen in quarantine. So quarantine stuntmen. So it'll be like a quick video where everyone does like a 2-second thing of like getting punched and then punching the camera, and then it skips to the next guy, and then it skips to the next girl, and then blah blah blah. Or I saw one recently of some fucking chicks trying on prom dress looks throughout the decades. And
I saw that.
They got
Yeah,
it completely
and none
wrong.
of them were right.
None of them were right.
Were
I mean,
right,
those girls. That was definitely a Becky and a Rachel, and they were.
Oh, for sure.
They're just
Yeah.
like, oh my God, let's do this. Let's do it. TikTok. And I
Right.
bet it's had 7 million views because hot white chicks on TikTok, whatever.
But
Anyway,
it's gotten a lot of views because it's so cringy.
so cringe.
There's like I saw a lot of comments on it. A lot of people were retweeting it, and I'm like, nobody's like talking about this in a positive way, you know.
Yeah.
But
No,
God
no
bless.
one's going,
Yeah,
you
God
did
bless.
it, girls.
Whatever.
You did
Whatever it takes, right?
it. I thought we could do one. I want to do a comedians one where I'm going to hit up a
Yeah.
load of comedians. I'm going to send you to where everyone should just tell one line of a gag, and then I'm going to take all those lines and try and fit them together.
Oh, that's interesting. You know, you could do that where like you say the first line and then you send it to the next person.
Exactly. Yeah.
Add to this.
It's
to
an
the
old
next
improv.
person,
It's an
add
old
to
improv
this.
game. It's an improv
Yeah,
game. One
that's so cool.
one line story where everyone does that. You know,
Right.
once upon a time, a man, blah blah blah. You know, like. And
Right.
But I think we could do that with a gag. Do you know, with a series of gags. Or even funny is to take all my favorite comedians and grab one line of one of their favorite gags from each of them.
Right.
And then, like, give me a punchline. Get people to tell one bit of material and then cut. It's a real edit
Yeah.
job, but cut like bits of their
Yeah.
material together
I think
to
that's
make
a good
one long
idea.
joke. Could be funny. Could
Yeah.
be funny. But then for what? What happens? Then I post it out. That video,
Right.
if it does well, it gets, let's say, 1 million views. 1 million views on a video. Guess what
Right.
comes out of that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No monetary gain. No
And also-
hundreds of thousands of followers.
Right. It would take
None
you
of that shit.
I mean,
Days.
so long to edit it.
Days.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just getting the
mean,
fucking gags
days.
out of the comedians?
No.
I mean, let's be honest. Bert Kreischer and Chris D'Elia are never going to get back to me, are they?
No, they're not. They're
You know?
not.
Which is just as well. They got no gags. I'm joking. I like how diplomatic you've been throughout this entire thing, by the way. My little rant at the beginning and my little jokes then. Everything I've said about them. You're just
I don't say just in general. I'm not afraid. I mean,
No, I know,
everybody,
I know.
can say whatever they want to say. I just don't I never have. I don't say bad things about people. Anybody, not even just comics. Like I don't like to put that energy out.
I mean, that's why you're successful in this country and I'm not.
I just try and give good because then you get good back.
Well, yeah.
and I don't know. It's
Yes.
a little fucking-
Yes.
You
A
know
little
what I'm
bit.
gonna say? It's
No,
like,
but yes, a little bit. Yes,
Yeah.
I believe that if no one has ever done any harm to you, keep their fucking name out your mouth. Like, don't fucking shit talk
Of
people.
course,
Who, like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not cool. However, if you personally try and make me feel like a fucking worthless douchebag
Yeah.
with your
I don't think he was trying. I don't think that
the message is a scene.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Like,
maybe
get
he just
fucked.
didn't know how to say no.
No. He's a fully grown man. Both of them are fully grown men. They need to grow up. Anyway, but like that's really where it comes down. I think there's you got to everyone needs to know their lines, right? Their lines of behavior. I think
Yeah.
it's a good way to live. How are you spreading positivity to other people right now? I mean, you're doing obviously your podcast.
Yeah, I'm doing my podcast. I've been trying to donate to certain organizations. I've been answering, I've been like reaching out to people that have like DM'd me and stuff like that. Like if they're going through a hard time, I've been trying to like keep in closer contact with people who even if I don't know them in person, I feel like, if they followed me for a long time and you talk chit chat back and forth, I've been trying to keep up more with, because I'm bad at looking through my DMs sometimes, depending, sometimes I just don't look at them, but I've been trying to be like a little more active. And I know that that's like, bitch, that's how you're spreading joy. I don't think that I'm like Beyonce. I don't think that I'm, whatever. But I think that
There's a
just
Beyonce
small
inside each and every one of
small
us.
I think small gestures mean a lot, and it's nice to just keep in touch with certain people, and
You've-
say hi.
I think you brought up an interesting point there, which is like even people that you don't know reach out to you. This is certainly I'm saying I've certainly experienced this, and I'm assuming you have too, and I'm assuming actually a lot of performers and especially comics, because it's such a personal medium of telling your most
Right.
personal stories to a room full of strangers, and going like, I'm sharing this with you because I think we need to bond over this experience, or we could all learn something from this, or
Right.
this needs to be mocked and ridiculed so we can grow out of it.
Right. Or you could relate to it.
Absolutely.
I think that that's like a
and
huge part of
empathize.
it too. Right. Relate to it. We've all kind of like been through the same type of thing. So there is a connection there with people who either watch stand up or listen to your podcast. There's like a connection there that's really special, I think.
Absolutely. And what I was going to ask is, I wonder if do you get very often messages from fans, from supporters, literally their opening message? You know, if they send you a DM, I don't know if your Instagram and Twitter DMs are open like mine are, but you'll get a message in your other folder and it'll be like, hey, how are you? I just want to say I really love the podcast. I have been suffering with depression for a long time, or I, tried to commit suicide, and it will be very emotionally present and open from the first message, which, by the way, I commend. I like that. I commend people who can do that, and I think that if you've reached a place in your life where you can share that openly, that's a wonderful place to be.
That's admirable, to be that vulnerable to people, yeah.
But, and there is a but, with prominence and with platform comes a large wealth of those kind of messages.
Yeah.
Like I've just experienced over the last couple of weeks with my live streams, more than one person talking about suicide, depression. And I think maybe because I talk very openly about suffering from depression, I understand the reason for it. But at a certain point, how do you as a performer learn the art of saying no? And I'm not talking about saying no to a podcast appearance. I mean, like, reaching a point where you go, you need to, is there a point where you have to say, listen, I'm a comedian and I love that my comedy has helped you, but I'm not a therapist. And if you are genuinely feeling this kind of way, you need to be someone professionally, like, gets quite tiring.
Always I'll listen, but I always suggest going to therapy for everybody. I think everybody should go to therapy. If even if you feel like you're not going through something like, oh my God, I'm having a crisis, I think it's so helpful to go and just talk to somebody that has an unbiased opinion. It isn't your friend, isn't your mom, is it like someone close to you in your life that can listen to you? And sometimes, like, even if they don't say anything, just saying it and getting it out, it's like, oh, it's the best feeling ever.
Very
So I
therapeutic,
if somebody reaches out to me, like, I don't take that stuff kind of lightly. And I'm not saying it happens all the time, but it happens. And I think like lately I've been getting a little bit more messages in that nature. And if I ever see them, I always like chit chat a little bit, and I always recommend like go see a therapist, just get this off your chest and whatever, because at the end of the day I can't, I wasn't trained in how to help people. I think that just communicating and being nice and kind of like spreading that positivity is good, and but that's like the only thing I really know. I mean, I didn't go to school to be a doctor,
No.
so I always am like, you should go talk to somebody, if you need help, because I think it's so important. I really do.
It's
I
such
think it's so important.
an interesting person in an individual's life who is undergoing some serious mental health issues. It's an interesting choice of person to reach out and open up to, a comedian, because we are, don't get me wrong, some of us are better listeners than others. A lot of us have a lot of time and empathy for our fellow human beings. Some don't. But we specifically talk about ourselves on stage, not other people for the most part. So actually, to reach out to a comedian almost is like a bit of an oxymoron, Oh, I need someone to listen to me talk about my problems. Let me go and talk to a professional talker of their own problems.
Well, I think I totally get what you're saying. I think with me specifically, it's like I had started off my career doing that show Girl Code, where we're giving advice to people, right? And now that's very much what my podcast is now, Secret Keepers Club. So it's like people reach out with their relationship, you've been on it, like relationship problems or friend problems or family problems, and I kind of will just give like my advice. Am I a professional at this? No, but just like I kind of think of it as like I'm giving you advice as like your best friend. That's kind of how I look at it, not as a professional, but I always am like, take everything I say with a grain of salt, but I'm trying here.
Yeah.
So I think that that's why they might people might have that kind of like specific connection maybe to me in that way.
Yeah.
But
also, we put a lot, I think on a more general sense, I think a lot of people, the average Joe, puts a lot of stock in the beliefs and wisdom of celebrities they admire. So if you're a public figure of any kind, you know, I'm not going to start labeling us with a celebrity bracket, you know, but public figure, someone who's an entertainer for a living.
Entertainer, yeah.
Entertainers, you know, there's something about that power of oration and eloquence that instills belief in people.
Mm-hmm.
Even just look, for instance, a British voice. If you're in a plane, right, and it's you know, people are panicking because something's it's got really bad turbulence and someone's shit just got thrown out and people are starting to scream and blah blah blah.
Right.
If you had to hear a voice commanding everyone to calm down and everyone needs to stay in their seat and blah blah blah, what voice do you want to hear? Right, I'm going to give you two options. Okay, so this is the first voice you hear over the tannoy. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're panicking right now, and it's a real scary situation. I just got to say, you got to sit down, you got to stay with your seatbelts on. Come on, people. It's not good to panic. Do you want that voice, or would you like this voice? Ladies and gentlemen, I understand you're rather worried right now, but please, it is imperative that you stay seated with your seatbelts fastened, or you could undergo some serious damage. Please calm down. Stay in your seats, and we shall get through this together. Like, one of those voices instills confidence, right?
Right. I mean, that second one it's almost empowering. It makes you want the plane to go down. You know? Because you know that guy is going to jump in the fucking cockpit and knock someone out and just fly it back up and fix the crash. Yes.
He's gonna get a carabiner, he's gonna hook it on his belt and use the rope and hook that to like the fattest tourist in the first class, and he ties it round him, and then he's gonna open up the door and dive out, and he goes to the fucking engine and he fucking fixes the engine and then pulls himself back in.
And he like personally whirls the propellers.
There you go. And when the plane lands, safely, he fucking he like jumps off the wing of the plane and just goes,
right.
That was some first class service, and then walks off into the sunset. And as he walks away, the plane explodes behind him, and he doesn't even look back.
And all the passengers die.
All dead. But they're happy because
really he's not a good person, right? He's just saving himself, but
he's not a great person, but he's heroic.
Right.
No, but you know what I mean? And I think there's something about that for celebrity culture, entertainers, anyone who's managed to find some kind of media prominence for something. People immediately go, well, they must know something. They must know something. Which, if I've learned anything over the... Actually, I mean, I only doing stand-up 10 years, but like, let's say the 12 years of entertainment, TV and performance and all that.
Right.
If I've learned anything, it's that most fucking entertainers are some of the most single-minded entities on the planet. They see things very much only from their point of view.
I will say I have there's definitely, if I've tweeted somebody or whatever and they get back to me, it's definitely made my day.
Like who got you most excited when you got a response?
The Rock.
The Rock messaged you back.
He responded to my tweet. He's responded to my tweets. Yeah.
Whoa, tweets plural.
I used to. Oh yeah. Can I just show you? Oh my God.
Wow, look how excited she got. This is how excited you got about talking about The Rock.
This is my phone case. I love him. I've always loved him. He seems really nice.
Not when he was younger. I mean, he was
yes, when he was younger. I love him.
No. He was a criminal when he was younger.
Can we not talk about him in a negative way? I love him.
Carly,
I don't know anything about this.
Talks about when he was a young man, he was caught up in a lot of criminal behavior.
Okay, but look at that smile.
When he's smiling at you, but when he's holding a fucking metal pole.
My baby. He's my baby.
But no,
I don't want to say. I'm not saying anything negative about Dwayne. It's not.
No. Relax. I'm not going to shit on The Rock. The Rock comes off to me. He actually comes off to me like the kind of guy I like to hang out with because he's very alpha. He's very funny. He seems to be very like a ball buster and like kind of but jovial and can take a joke himself. But also he's the kind of guy I like because he was a criminal. Because he had a darker place in his life and has now acknowledged, yo, I was a bit of a fucking douchebag in a number of different ways, and
That's
I
why we love him.
aspire to be better every year now. I want to hit the end of the year and go, am I a better person than I was last year? The answer is yes, I'm on the right path. So I like him for that reason very much.
Right. I love him. He's my first ever crush. He's the first guy I ever had a crush on when I was a kid. And I watched him on, at the time it was WWF, World Wrestling Federation.
Oh, I remember.
And I loved him. And he was so damn cute. In his little, outfits.
His little tiny Euro shorts, his little spandex shorts.
Yeah, he was my first ever crush. So I haven't tweeted him in like years, I would say.
You've been a rock for The Rock for longer than
I've been his rock, yes. I've been his rock, yes.
And he responded to a number of your tweets, which means if he wasn't married with a child, then he'd probably want to.
I think he was just being nice. I think he's just one of those people that's like a nice guy. He does respond to a lot of people. He's like strangely very good at responding to people on Twitter. I've seen it.
What did he say to you?
Trust me, I would love to feel like the special one.
What was the back and forth? How did you?
It happened a few times. I don't remember right off the top of my head. I would I don't know.
Do you think if you didn't
I have some, I remember, I think the last time we talked like on Twitter, it was like, I have some action figures of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I tweeted about them and he saw them and responded, I think maybe with my dog or something. I don't remember. It was something like that with the action figures of him.
And what was his response? Was it just very like, hey, this is cool?
Nice. Yeah.
Or was it like, yeah, I like that support, baby. I used to see. Yeah, I know. See, look, you get really clumsy.
I dropped my microphone too many times.
Every time
it is on a shoebox.
Every time I talk about The Rock having some kind of sensual interest in you, there you go. See, look, I just had to say it.
Okay? You know what?
Why am I getting in trouble?
Okay
what the fuck did I do?
I'm mad at the mic. I'm not mad at you. I think it's okay now.
You're so Sicilian. I love that. Oh no! It's just hold it. Just hold it. There you go.
Oh, I hate holding it because then it sounds.
I mean, we've got 3 minutes left.
Don't talk about The Rock anymore. It gets me all riled up, and then I break my microphone.
Fair. I get it. I understand that. Look, we're all guilty of admiring certain people. Like I.
Who is somebody that you admire that you would freak out if they ever contacted you?
I don't freak out. I never freak out.
There has to be somebody.
Nope. I'm not going to freak out.
What fun is that?
I don't freak out. Don't get me wrong. I can be excited. Like I have a friendship with an actor who I won't say his name because I don't want to. That's not the nature of our friendship. It's a real friendship.
Right.
But he's a very, very, very successful and very famous, and he and I met through a mutual friend on a motorcycling day out. We went ride some motorcycles.
Oh, that's cool.
And he happened to be the other guy. And then we ended up, I was like, oh, wow, that's cool. And I'm not going to lie, there was definitely a part of me that was like, this is very cool. After the motorcycle day, me and him went to a Korean spa and had sat around like old men in a fucking sauna and a jacuzzi with our balls out.
Oh, that's
so I was like,
so cool.
I'm seeing this dude's dick on the first day of meeting him. That's a turn up for the books.
I mean, that's special.
And then we went to his cigar club in Beverly Hills, and we had cigars from this. And his box for his cigars in this aerated room is right next to Sylvester Stallone's box. And
that's cool.
Over here is Robert De Niro's, and he was showing me. He was like, "Look, there you go. There's Bobby's, and there's fucking Sly's," and I'm like, "This is very cool." And we had a cigar.
That's very cool.
Yeah, that was cool. And I'm not going to lie and say that I didn't get excited by that, but I got excited in the sense I go, I really admire this man's work, and now I'm getting to have a little personal conversation with him, and that's inspiring to me. But I wasn't like,
right.
And also,
I would do that with pretty much anybody.
Who would I freak out about?
Who's someone you liked when you were a kid? An artist, a musician, a band?
When I was a kid,
that you were obsessed with. You weren't obsessed with anybody.
Michael Jackson. I was obsessed with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but you had to be at least obsessed with Michael Jackson.
But he's a nonce. He's a fucking nonce. I don't care even whether he fucked those kids or not. No 30 or 40-year-old man should be sleeping in a
No,
bed
you're right.
with other people's children.
Yeah,
So,
you're right.
so all of my respect and admiration for him as a musician,
Right.
incredible. But as a person, I wouldn't have wanted to meet him or hang out with him.
What about, like, did you have New Kids on the Block?
Yeah, we were more Spice
you guys
Girls
didn't have
and
New
yeah,
Kids
we
on
had
the Block.
Spice Girls and Take That. Take That was our New Kids on the Block.
What about Blur?
Oh yeah, I like Blur, but
You definitely liked Blur.
I did like Blur, and actually, what's his name? Fucking Damon Albarn, the lead singer of Blur, who is also the Gorillaz.
Right.
I went to a house party. It's like a party is his music studio about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, and did a load of ketamine and then drew all over the walls of one of his toilets. And I did like designs.
What
all
did
up
you
with
draw with?
Sharpie, with a Sharpie
Oh
pen.
my
blah, blah, blah.
God.
Yeah, yeah.
He said it was okay, or you just were like, I'm drawing?
Nah, everyone was super fucked up. Well, actually, someone else had started doing some stuff in there. So I did this beautiful picture of Men in Masks, our DJ group that I had at the time. And I drew these like Mexican wrestling masks and blah, blah, blah. And my friend told me that he loved it afterwards. Apparently, he like said to her, "Oh, I really like those designs. Who are the Men in Masks?" And she was like, "Oh, it's my friend Jeff." Why? And he was like, "Oh, he drew all over my bathroom." And she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And he went, "No, I really loved it."
Well,
so,
God bless.
There you go. So he's all right. He's cool.
There you go.
He's chill. He's rich.
chill. You can draw on his walls in Sharpie.
He's rich. Just don't have a party and have everyone around doing lots of drugs in your studio if you don't want people to fuck your shit up.
True. You're not wrong.
Actually, I am wrong. I'm a piece of shit. I was a kid. I was dumb. I was a scumbag.
I think that you shouldn't expect it, but you shouldn't be surprised by it.
There you go.
If it happens,
if I had a party in my space, I invite people I know, or say to them, if you're gonna bring a friend, make sure they're good fucking people. Make sure they're people you know, you trust.
Right.
Blah 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 blah.
Right.
Whereas I was like, but yeah, I honestly, I don't think there is anyone on this planet. Wait. You know who I'd freak out a little bit about meeting?
Who?
Here's the scenario that would make me at home jump around and jiggle a little bit. And I'd go to my girlfriend and be like, "You'll never fucking guess what." If Christopher Walken
I love him.
invited me over for
Yeah.
pears and chicken.
Yeah.
Chicken with pears. Damn. Crunchy.
I love him. I love
would
Christopher Walken.
Love that. And actually, I'll tell you who and again, I didn't freak out. This is someone who I admire incredibly. But when I met him and had a nice little conversation with him, I was very chill. But Sir Patrick Stewart, the actor Sir Patrick Stewart.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think he's one of the best actors that has ever lived. He's incredibly talented. And he's so humble and unassuming in real life and such a fucking legend. And but I'm not gonna lie, there was a part of me like, as I was waiting to say hello, because it was after a Q&A thing for BAFTA, and I was gonna get introduced to him so I could have a little chat with him. And I was like, the whole time I was waiting, I was just going, "Oh my God, don't say anything stupid. Don't say anything. What should I say? How should I blah blah." If you ever have to
would you land on?
I just went, "I want to be inside of you so much," and he walked away. But it was a moment. We shared a moment. His eyes, like his pupils dilated, and I knew he wanted it.
Right. Wow.
No, I didn't say that. I just said to him, I spoke very honestly. I think when you meet people that you admire, you should speak very much from the heart and speak to them like a real person. So I said, "Sir Patrick, it's an absolute honor to meet you." I said, "I hope it doesn't." I can tell from the conversation you've just had for the last hour and a half that you're a very humble gentleman. But I hope it doesn't make you feel uncomfortable for me to say that I think you're an inspiration to
really
young
nice.
actors, and I hope you continue to thrive and succeed for many decades to come." And he was like,
"Yeah."
He was like, "That's such a nice thing to say. You're wow, what a wonderful chap you are." Blah blah. Go, "What do you do? What do you do?" And I was like, "I'm a stand-up and an actor, actually." He's like, "Really? Where do you do that?" And so we had a nice little chat. And we talked for about 5 minutes, and then
that's nice. See, that's a nice motherfucker.
I know.
That's a nice encounter. Yeah. I'm holding it down.
What would you say if you met The Rock in person?
Never had a problem with it. Oh my God. I would ask him, number one, to pick me up and carry me around.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just pick me up like a baby and carry me around, because I don't think that it would.
Do you think that's
like
that's fetish though? That's fetish. That is.
No, not like, I don't mean like it, like a baby. I'm just saying like pick me up.
No,
like,
no, I'm not saying
scoop
put you in
me,
adult diapers. I'm saying the
scoop
idea
me.
of being scooped up by a giant man
Yep.
is absolutely has sexual undertones, that you love feeling
No,
tiny
no.
in his
It's
giant arms.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point. I mean, that's like, if I think if I saw him, I would say, please, can you pick me up? Because I would just love to be picked up by
And
him.
he'd probably say,
because
I don't think my wife would find that appropriate for me to
And
be
I would
picking
go-
young
and then I
girls
would
up.
go, I'm gonna need you to pick me up.
Oh, so
and
now
then
you
I would-
start threatening
and then I
him.
would
Okay, so now he doesn't know if
jump
you're
on
threatening him.
And then I would jump on him.
Yeah, and then he'd go, get the fuck off me. What the fuck is wrong
Right.
with you?
Right.
And what are you going to say
Yeah.
then?
Oh, I would be like, thanks so much. For Thank you so much. This was great. I would love that. I would really love that, honestly.
And that's it,
I
you
used to have his
burned your
autograph. I don't
bridges.
know where it is. I used to have his autograph. I don't know where
Well,
it
if
is.
you're a
but
real
I
fan, you would have got
truly
it
love him.
tattooed above your vagina
I know I should have. I really should have.
or on your lower back.
I moved and I can't find it since I moved.
Real talk.
But
Do you
where
love
might
him
be.
enough that if you met him and he said, hey, do you want me to give you a little signature on your arm or whatever?
Oh, of course.
Do
What do
you
you mean,
think
do I love him? Yeah.
would you get that tattooed on you? The Rock's signature.
I don't think so. I think that that would be really funny. I think that if everybody knew that I did it to be ironic, like to be like as a joke and not seriously, then I would probably do it. But I would have to like spend the rest of my life explaining to people like, this isn't, serious. But
This isn't serious, but I just
I would
put
let him
ink
do
under
it.
my
I
skin,
would be right.
and
That'd be
it was
so
the Rock's
funny.
signature. I mean, that's definitely serious. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Right,
person
yeah.
to hear it.
Yeah, there's no way to like make it funny because it's like crazy no matter what,
Yeah.
you know?
I just think, you know what it is though? I think it's also time spent in that realm. Because firsthand, look, this movie is going to come out. And despite the lack of cinema viewings, because they're
Right.
releasing it now and all of that business, I still hope it's going to be very successful because there's a number of people in it, yourself, Pete, Derek included, that I really
Yeah,
hope it's a
Ricky
huge...
Velez,
Ricky
yeah.
Velez as well, of course, Ricky.
Ricky Velez,
Yeah. Isn't Carlo in it as well? Giancarlo, what's his name? His other fucking buddy, part of the Ricky and Pete crew. There's the three of them. He's got to be in it. He's in everything they do together. Anyway, Fat
I don't
Baby
know, I don't
guys.
even
Who's the
know.
other guy who does Fat Baby?
Oh,
Giancarlo.
Julio?
That's it, right.
No, he's not.
He's not in it.
No.
Wow, they must have fallen out. He
No. What are you doing here?
Gossip. Here's the deal. It's going to be huge. I certainly hope it's a huge success. And
Thank you.
that as you continue to have more of those milestones, you're going to meet more and more of these heroes, more and more of these people that you idolize, and you're going to see them in different lights. You're going to see The Rock sitting at a bar at a fucking at a Cannes Film Festival, and you're going to be there promoting your new movie. Carly Aquilino is
This is a dream.
the
This is a
Queen
dream.
of Brooklyn. Oh no, wait, sorry, that
Queen of-
fucking Aquafina already did that. Anyway, whatever, something like that. Your vehicle comes around, and you're going to be there promoting it, and The Rock's going to see, and he's going to go, "Hey, you're the chick who tweeted me," and you're going to be like, "Hey, yeah, you're The Rock." And he's going to be like,
I'll
"You're
be
in
like,
that- hey, I've seen the adverts for your movie. It looks pretty cool. Congratulations." You're going to be like, "Wow, thanks." And you're going to sit, and you're going to have a cup of fucking peppermint tea, and you're going to talk.
I would
and
never drink peppermint tea, but
Whatever.
the
That's what he
equivalent,
drinks.
right.
It's The Rock. You're going to drink what The Rock drinks, okay? And halfway through the conversation, The Rock is going to go, hey, level with me, right? You're Sicilian, right? You're from New York, upstate New York originally, right? Yeah. And you're going to be like, yeah. And he's going to go, well, whatever. And he's going to go, be honest. Trump's made some pretty good decisions, right? I mean, look at the economy. And what are you going to, in that moment, you're going to realize what all of us are realizing. You're going to go, every single one of these fuck
hello?
nuggets.
Hello? Come pick me up. I'm scared.
And what we realize in that moment is that every single person
Is a person.
is a person.
Yes, every person is a person.
And I got to remember
true.
that. So listen, I'm going to take this conversation and apply it.
Right.
Chris D'Elia Bert Kreischer. It hurt me. No, wait. Let's do it. Let's do it right. Okay, let's do it right. Let's turn this thing around. Let's end on the positive.
Okay, it doesn't sound like it's going to be positive.
No, it is. Chris D'Elia and Bert Kreischer. I'm talking to you directly now. I've talked things through with my friend Carly. Okay, and I've tried to. I've been talking about hypocrisy and celebrity and the price of fame and humanity and empathy and understanding. I get it. I do think there could be a potential that the two of you might have just hazed me out a little bit. Maybe it's some kind of in-joke, because I know you're both very good friends with each other. Maybe Chris talked to Bert. Or maybe it's not even that deep. Maybe you just got annoyed that you didn't get back to me the time you said you would, and then I pushed you a few days later to ask for a message to confirm or just cancel, and you didn't respond. Then you felt embarrassed. But I also accept that you're just people. And maybe you're just having a really shitty month, or something happened on that day that really fucked you up, and then I messaged, and it just, those two things aligned, and now you see me in a negative light because
that's
I was pushing you about
what I think happened.
And it's okay, boys. It's okay. It's all right. I still think it's unprofessional, but it's okay and it's all right, and I forgive you. And I'm only hurt because of my own insecurities, which is my desire. My insecurity is a desire to be liked by people, especially people in the industry who I consider peers or colleagues, or people who are, you know, doing this job, which I fucking love and which I think is so difficult. And it hurts me to be rejected by people from my industry. And that's my insecurity. There you go.
There you go. Didn't that feel good? No.
I mean, I don't know if it felt good. It felt honest. It feels honest.
Well, that's good. I think that's great.
But it still feels like rejection, you know?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's a shitty feeling.
But you know what? If they hadn't rejected me, I would never have had the opportunity to have you on the podcast. And that was the greatest gift that's happened to me this entire quarantine. Carly,
here you go.
Carly, we could be sisters and brother Aquilino. Look at us.
Oh,
Couldn't we be siblings?
Yeah.
Look.
I mean, it's crazy because you're from Macedonia.
I'm from Macedonia. Like, if you got a little tan.
And I'm from Long Island. And we look like we could have been separated at birth.
Today, we look
Twins.
like we could be brother and sister.
Right.
Look, put your head like this against my little screen. Just put your head, the other way. Bit further the other way. There you go, I'm going to give you a noogie. All right, little sis. I love you. I'm glad that
what fun.
We've had multiple conversations over the last week for the first time in forever. Ever. And I like this blossoming friendship. I also think that you're an incredibly talented woman. And you have a lot to offer the world. And I'd like you to tell the world right now how they can get all of that good stuff.
You can listen to my podcast, Secret Keepers Club, on
available
iTunes.
On everything. iTunes,
Yeah,
Spotify,
on
SoundCloud,
everything.
Google Play.
Yeah, you can follow me at Carly Aquilino on Instagram, on Twitter.
Hold up. CARLY.
Yes.
AQUILINO.
Wow.
Carly Aquilino. That's how you want to spell it. Well, no, it's important to spell the names out, I think.
Right, especially my last name, because like there's a Q in it, so it'll never be like a thing that people are just like, oh, cool, I know how to spell this. You know, it's not like Smith.
Yeah.
People are like, what? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how you do it.
Carly Aquilino on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you give her a follow right this moment. Pause the podcast and go follow her right now, and check out the Secret Keepers Club on all great audio platforms. Also available in video format, correct? Or not?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay. Why not?
I put little clips on the Patreon, and then I will post like little clips on Instagram. We have a Patreon at Secret Keepers Club too.
Oh, well, there you go. Patreon.com/Secret Keepers Club.
Yes. And
okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm very new to all of that, like the Zoom video chatting. I know that I sound like elderly saying that, but I've never like been familiar with it. So I'm kind of like slowly getting the gist of it. And I have to figure out how to get like a full Zoom video up on Patreon because my Vimeo won't let me upload. It's just like it's like honestly dramatic.
Especially when you use the hands like that.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Like
I just flicked off my own mic. Look at that. Wow. That's drama there.
That's the new move.
Now, final thing before we go. When's the movie coming out? Who do you play in it?
The movie is coming out on June 12th. My character's name is Tara, and I don't know exactly what platforms it's going to be on. I'm assuming they keep saying on demand, so I'm assuming like Apple TV, maybe Hulu or Amazon or something. You'll be able to buy it. I don't
hmm
exactly know, and I honestly don't think anybody knows right now.
It's called Pete
Um,
Davidson is the King of Staten Island, right?
it's called The King of Staten Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a small role. I'm just in a couple scenes. My character's name is Tara. She's
Best
like a
scenes in the
friend.
movie. Best scenes in the movie.
It's a really special movie. I actually can't wait, for
I
people to
wish
see it.
everyone who's involved in it great success, and I hope honestly for Pete Davidson as well, because I don't know, I know Pete personally from The Cellar, and he's always been a really nice guy. I think he seems like a lovely
He is
chap.
really nice. He's really nice. He's one of my closest people in my life.
Cool. I don't know much about him as an actor. I've seen a couple of SNL skits. He seems to play the same character. So I'm sure that in this, he's going to be fucking exceptional because it's really very much a life story, isn't it? It's really very drawn from personal real life experiences,
Yeah.
autobiographical experiences.
Right, right.
And Judd is very good at doing those as a producer director, like he did with Get Him to the Greek, was very much Russell Brand playing Russell Brand with most of
Right.
his own personal life story in there. Exaggerated, obviously, and changed a bit, but and so I imagine this is going to be a wonderful performance from everyone involved. So,
Right. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm
all right.
really excited about
And when
it.
it comes out, let me know. And I want if you don't arrange one, we're going to do a premiere for it. We're going to have you.
Yeah, I
We're
was
going to
thinking I'm
dress
gonna
up
get
in.
all dressed up and do like
I want to do red carpet interviews of you. We could do a red
going to
carpet interview.
Oh, I would love that.
I'll pretend
I
I'm
would
from
love that.
TMZ. Wait.
I'll bring my Dwayne Johnson action figure.
Wait, we can pretend like it's TMZ. Yo, Carly Aquilino. Yo, Carly. Hey, did you and Pete Davidson have sex on the set? Carly.
Oh my
Is it
God,
true
you're
that
lucky
you
I
and
can't-
Dwayne The Rock Johnson are finger banging in the car park? Carly. Is it true that you're going to vote Trump because The Rock told you to? Carly.
I love the backwards hat as a TMZ employee.
That's the most TMZ thing ever.
It is. Cool.
Right, we got to go. Bye. Love you.
That's-
Congratulations. Well done. She's a legend. Check her out. Carly Aquilino on
Thank
Twitter
you.
and Instagram. Secret Keepers Club and The King of Staten Island coming out June 14th.
12th.
June 12th. My bad. Sorry.
Okay.
Bye. Have a great day and thank you for joining me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you very much for joining me today for the live podcast. Remember, I'm going to be doing these every Tuesday and every Thursday. Now, those of you who are watching the video on youtube.com/JeffLeachTV, this is what's coming up over the course of the week. I do this as my quarantine streaming schedule. This is not normal for me to do this at the end of a podcast. Normally, I just wrap it up and say thanks very much. However, today I wanted to let you know this is what's going on. I am broadcasting 6 days a week. Live 6 days, a mother-loving week. I'm here on youtube.com/JeffLeachTV on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 3 p.m. onwards. I dress up as the character of Ghost from Call of Duty. That's the character that I voice in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, currently available on all consoles and PCs. It's delicious. And I do that Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 3 p.m. onwards. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do the Savage Snowflake podcast at 11 a.m. PST. That's for an hour, like the one that you've just listened to or watched right now. And then after that, from about 2 p.m., I do live stream with more gameplay, more fun and games, playing with my community, etc., etc. On Saturdays, 12 p.m. until 4 p.m. PST, 12 till 4 on Saturdays, I do a thing called Live from the Banter Bunker, which is me doing a whole load of different silly comedy characters, sketches, improv, storytelling, rap battling, live roasting. It all happens Saturdays, 12 till 4. So make sure you check out me on all those different platforms, youtube.com/JeffLeachTV, Facebook, Jeff Leach Comedian over on there, mixer.com/JeffLeach, and on Periscope at Jeff Leach. And also, before I finish up the stream, thank you very much to the Savages. 2 Savages I have over here who are $50 patrons over on our Patreon page, patreon.com/SavageSnowflake. Big shout out to Dan Lloyd and Siggy Riggy. I very much appreciate you. Thanks to all the new patrons who I shouted out at the beginning of the stream as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Look after yourselves, look after each other, and wash your bloody hands. Bye!